I had a intense year. This morning I sent a text message. I had anxiety.
Why is that?
I haven't talked about this yet.
Justin Baldoni is an actor, filmmaker, and New York Times best-selling author.
Ryan several years ago, so I met like a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice, and little did I know. Some people, now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah. You can mute people on Instagram? Yeah, it's a new feature. Really? I know.
A feud has been simmering between Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively since they co-starred in A Simple Favor in 2018. Tensions escalated further with the It Ends With Us saga involving Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Is Anna simply choosing a side in the conflict, or is there something deeper fueling the rift?
I'm living in a convent. Why do stage-struck maidens clamor to be acting in the drama?
Anna Kendrick has largely avoided negative press since her early days as a child actor. She made her debut in the 1998 Broadway musical High Society, which earned her a Theatre World Award and nominations for Featured Actress in a Musical at both the Drama Desk and Tony Awards. Her talent was evident from the start. Kendrick went on to make her film debut in the musical camp, earning a nomination for the Independent Spirit Award for Best Debut Performance. By 2008, with rising roles, the world truly began to know her name.
Grown up, they want a serious answer. Well, how about this? Who the hell knows?
Kendrick rose to fame in 2008 with her role as Jessica Stanley, a friend of Bella Swan, in the fantasy romance Twilight. She reprised the role in the 2009 sequel New Moon. That same year, she landed her first leading role in the crime thriller. Elsewhere appeared in the comedy The Marks Pease Experience and starred alongside George Clooney in Up in the Air. Her performance in Up in the Air was widely acclaimed, earning her multiple nominations for Best Supporting Actress, including the Golden Globe nomination. Anna Kendrick's breakout film of 2012 was Pitch Perfect, where she starred as Becca Mitchell. Her performance added a unique charm that earned widespread acclaim and helped make the film a major success. From 2012 to 2014, Kendrick starred in a string of hit films that were both commercially successful and critically praised. In 2015, she competed in the first season of Lip Sync Battle, winning against John Krasinski. That same year, she reprised her role as Becca Mitchell in Pitch Perfect 2, which became an even bigger box office hit than the original. Throughout her career, Kendrick has taken on roles across a wide range of genres, from comedies and thrillers to musicals and animated films. More importantly, she managed to stay clear of controversy, building a reputation for her quirky, relatable personality, quick wit, and self-awareness. Often described as America's sweetheart, she has even been labeled one of the funniest women in Hollywood. This positive image was largely due to her ability to avoid messy public drama. In 2016, Allison P. Davis of The Ringer noted Kendrick's continued likability came from sidestepping the backlash tied to celebrity overexposure. A year later, an Elle writer described her as warm, friendly, and refreshingly Hans-Straer traits in Hollywood. However, that carefully maintained reputation faced a challenge in 2018, when she met Blake Lively on the set of A Simple Favor, a project that would ultimately stir rumors of behind-the-scenes tension and long-lasting feuds.
And several years ago, so I met like a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Before A Simple Favor, Anna Kendrick only knew Blake Lively from a distance, having met her a few times through Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, while filming The Voices. At the time, Anna thought Blake seemed nice. However, once they began working together on set, a different reality emerged. Tensions reportedly started when Blake insisted on having input in nearly every aspect of the production, from costume design to writing, rather than simply focusing on her lines like most actors. While this initially came off as dedication and hard work, it soon became clear that she wanted to control the spotlight in every possible way. Her desire to dominate the process didn't sit well with several cast members. Still, for the sake of the film's success, many went along with it. By the end of the shoot, however, it was evident that most were eager to part ways and move on.
Be an actor. Like I want to have more off.
Those who had initially given Blake Lively the benefit of the doubt Anna Kendrick included began to see things differently after a revealing interview at the 2022 Forbes Power Women's Summit. In the interview, Blake openly admitted that she never felt truly fulfilled by simply acting and taking direction. She explained that she needed to be involved in every aspect of a project: costume design, script development, and creative decisions to feel connected to her work. What made things worse was Blake's candid acknowledgement that she often downplayed this need for control when discussing potential roles. She admitted that during meetings, she would act as though she was just there to take on an acting role, only to later assert her desire for creative authorship once the project was underway. She also mentioned that many producers and directors had resented her for what she called a bait and switch, but insisted she had no regrets about standing her ground. It's just as important to say, "Okay, I believe in this, and that's why I'm standing up for it even if it makes me difficult," she said. Though she added a note about self-awareness, it's important to check yourself. To surround yourself with people who feel like they have a voice, because collaboration is so important. Many felt her actions suggested a habit of acting first and reflecting later. After that interview, industry professionals preparing to work with her braced themselves for potential creative clashes. But Anna Kendrick hadn't expected to reunite with Blake so soon. So when director Paul Feig announced a sequel to A Simple Favor, Kendrick was reportedly less than thrilled to hear they'd be working together again. Sources close to the production said Kendrick had lingering frustrations from the first film. Beyond Blake's dominating presence behind the scenes, Anna hadn't forgotten certain uncomfortable moments during the film's promotional tour. In one interview, Blake appeared to compliment Anna by saying she might never land a Disney princess role without a voice like Kendrick's. While viewers took it as praise, Anna recognized it as a veiled jab, fueled by Blake's need to remain the center of attention. Kendrick's dry response, "Oh Muffin, it's so hard being you," hinted at the tension beneath the surface. In that same interview, the rift became more obvious when Blake interrupted the conversation, complaining that the questions were too focused on Kendrick. "What about me over here?" she asked pointedly. Anna's sarcastic retort, "Oh my God, guys, don't fight just because I'm the best at everything," landed with a laugh, but revealed a layer of underlying friction. Despite their subtle jabs, the two managed to keep their feud under wraps until 2024, when production for the sequel began. Almost immediately, issues arose, starting with a dispute over who should receive top billing in the film's credits. What had once been a quiet rivalry had now evolved into a more visible clash, fueled by years of passive-aggressive tension, creative differences, and competition for the spotlight. The set of Another Simple Favor quickly became the stage for a power struggle that had been simmering for years.
Do this, I feel so high tone.
Want to trade confessions?
No.
Come on. What's the wildest thing you've ever done?
In the original film, Anna Kendrick had received top billing over Blake Lively, so she naturally expected the same for the sequel. However, Blake came in with her usual list of demands this time, insisting on top billing. Sources say she pushed hard through her representatives, but Anna stood her ground, refusing to give in just to avoid conflict like she had in the past. After weeks of back-and-forth negotiations, a compromise was finally reached between both parties.
Now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah. You can mute people on Instagram? Yeah.
The two stars eventually agreed on a compromise known as staggered billing. Under this arrangement, Anna Kendrick's name would appear first, while Blake Lively's would be placed above her spot on the right side. In Hollywood, this layout is considered a form of equal billing, designed to satisfy both parties. Although neither actress was entirely happy with the outcome, they had little choice but to accept the deal and move forward. This behind-the-scenes tension might have remained under wraps if not for the drama that followed involving Justin Baldoni. For those unfamiliar with the full story, let's rewind a bit. In 2019, it was announced that Justin Baldoni would direct a film adaptation of the best-selling novel It Ends with Usby Colleen Hoover. The news sparked immediate excitement. Not only was the book wildly popular, but fans were eager to see who would be cast in the emotionally charged lead roles. When it was revealed that Blake Lively had risen to fame in the 2000s as Serena van der Woodsen in Gossip Girl Wold played the lead role of Lily Bloom, enthusiasm soared. Many described her as the perfect fit to portray a complex young woman shaped by childhood trauma and caught in a cycle of...
And I thought that was one of the best first kisses I've seen on a movie.
Oh boy, Justin
Just saying.
Baldoni, you see, we've been talking to you all morning long. Good morning, good to see you.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. You guys are such lights.
We love your film, we love your work, we love what you've done with this book, which has, it sold 6 million copies, Colleen Hoover's book. I've been, in anticipation of you coming here, I went on Reddit to see what people are saying about the book in anticipation of the film. They love the book, so there's millions of fans out there. You are one of those fans. You immediately bought this book right, and you wanted to direct it. Why?
Well, I first optioned this book in 2019, and at the time it had sold just under 1 million copies. Mm-hmm. And I had
Why
never read
did you read it? Yeah.
Well, I just started Wayfair Studios, and at the time, my book agent, shout out to Johanna Castillo, sent it to me. And she said, just read it, because I was looking for movies that could be commercial and speak to the human experience. And
Were you reading romance?
The film It Ends With Us premiered last August and became a major box office success, grossing over $350 million, globally around 280 million euros. However, despite its financial triumph, trouble had been brewing behind the scenes, and the tension came to light in December when Blake Lively filed a legal complaint against her co-star Justin Baldoni. In the complaint, she accused him of sexual harassment and orchestrating a smear campaign against her. Signs of discord first appeared during the film's press tour. Given the movie's sensitive subject matter, domestic abuse Manny expected a somber and socially conscious promotional campaign. Instead, with Blake leading the tour, the tone was unexpectedly glamorous and commercial. Pink carpets, lavish floral displays, and frequent plugs for Lively's new hair care line and her husband Ryan Reynolds' gin brand overshadowed the film's core message. Rather than focusing on the film's themes, Blake emphasized fashion and branding at every stop. At some premieres, including the London event, members of the press were reportedly instructed to keep questions lighthearted and avoid discussions of domestic abuse altogether. Even more conspicuous was Justin Baldoni's absence from much of the tour. He was noticeably missing from several key premieres, including London, and he and Blake were never photographed together at the film's New York debut. Press were even told not to ask questions about Baldoni. Further fueling speculation, online observers also picked up on telling details. Neither Lively, author Colleen Hoover, nor several other cast members followed Baldoni on social media. Still, no one openly acknowledged any conflict. In fact, Baldoni publicly praised Lively during the press run, calling her a dynamic creative and crediting her for improving every part of the production. However, his decision to hire high-profile crisis managers, Melissa and Nathan Ho's past clients include Johnny Depp and Drake, raised eyebrows. It suggested that something more serious was unfolding behind the scenes, even as public statements tried to maintain a united front.
Understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you. What's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could
Following the film's press tour, Blake Lively faced intense backlash on social media for her comments and actions during the promotion, with many accusing her of being tone-deaf and out of touch. The criticism was so severe that Brandon Sinar, who played Atlas in It Ends With Us, felt compelled to defend her publicly. In a post on Instagram, he expressed his disappointment at the vitriol directed at the women involved in the film, especially given that someone close to Himho had experienced a relationship similar to Lily's in the movie had, praised the film for its positive impact, even going so far as to say it had saved her life. The situation simmered down for a time, but 4 months after the film's release, the drama escalated dramatically when Blake filed a legal complaint against Justin Baldoni. She accused him of sexual harassment, naming Wayfarer Studios, Baldoni's production company behind It Ends With Us, as a defendant. In her complaint, Blake alleged that Baldoni and Wayfarer CEO Jamie Heath had engaged in repeated instances of sexual harassment and other troubling behaviors. She also stated that she was not the only one affected. Other female cast members had made similar complaints during the production. Blake further revealed that despite meeting with Baldoni and the defendants, alongside her husband, to discuss her concerns during the film's production, no actions were taken. Instead, they continued with business as usual. She claimed that due to her resistance to their demands, a smear campaign was launched against her, aimed at tarnishing her reputation both in the media and online. In the legal filing, she accused Baldoni of orchestrating a sophisticated retaliation plan, which allegedly involved hiring a crisis manager to coordinate a digital campaign against her. The campaign was said to have used a digital army to post content that appeared to be organic, but was actually part of a strategy to undermine Blake's credibility. The complaint further detailed that the Baldoni and Wayfarer team had allegedly planted, amplified, and boosted negative content designed to destroy Blake's reputation, while simultaneously engaging in efforts to enhance Baldoni's image and suppress any unfavorable content about him. Blake asserted that these actions caused her significant harm, both professionally and personally. In response, Baldoni's legal team quickly issued a statement, categorically denying Blake's accusations. They claimed that the crisis manager had been hired not because of the alleged harassment, but because Lively had threatened to destroy the film unless her demands were met. Baldoni's team framed the situation as a disagreement over the film's production and Lively's refusal to accept certain terms, suggesting that her claims were a reaction to not getting her way.
The process to take over the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin.
Brian Fredman, Justin Baldoni's lawyer, vehemently responded to Blake Lively's legal claims, calling her accusations shameful and categorically false. He further accused Blake and her representatives of making numerous demands and threats during the film's production. Among the threats, he claimed that Blake had threatened to not show up to set or promote the film, warning that her refusal to participate would lead to the movie's failure upon release if her demands were not met. The controversy surrounding Baldoni's actions escalated in early December when he received the Women's Solidarity Honor from Vital Voices, a global nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering women. However, following Blake's complaints, the organization rescinded the award, citing Baldoni's actions as being in direct contradiction to its core values. As the fallout continued, the New York Times attempted to defend Baldoni, But the situation took another dramatic turn when Baldoni filed a $400 million lawsuit against Blake Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds. The lawsuit alleged civil extortion, defamation, and invasion of privacy. Baldoni's lawyer accused Lively and her team of spreading grossly edited, unsubstantiated, and doctored information in an attempt to malign him. In response to the legal action, Baldoni's team asked the public to allow the legal process to unfold, expressing confidence that Baldoni would be vindicated. Amidst the public legal battle, one person who had initially sympathized with Blake but soon grew frustrated was Kendrick. Having worked closely with Lively on a simple favor, Anna understood the dynamics of working with the Gossip Girl star firsthand. Hannah's anger intensified after watching an interview where Justin Baldoni discussed the mental and emotional toll the accusations had taken on him, including his struggles with anxiety. This added layer of sympathy for Baldoni only fueled Anna's frustration with Blake. Things reached a breaking point when Anna saw how Blake's negative press was affecting their upcoming project, A Simple Favor 2. As Anna shared a promotional poster for the film, she was inundated with comments from her followers, but not the supportive messages she was accustomed to. Instead, many of the comments reflected frustration with Blake. One user asked, "Did Ryan rewrite a scene referring to Lively's actions during the filming of It Ends With Us?" Another comment read, "Nope, nope, nope, sorry Anna. I will watch the next one, but not supporting this movie or anything with Blake Lively in it." A third person simply wrote, "Love you, Anna, but I can't stand Blake anymore. Will not be watching this movie." For someone like Anna, who has always stayed away from drama, this was overwhelming and made promoting the film difficult. What made the situation even worse was that Blake did not reach out to apologize or address the growing tension. Instead, she remained silent and out of the public eye after stirring up such a media storm. Those close to Anna revealed that she felt Blake owed her an apology, as well as an apology to the entire cast and crew. According to sources, Anna was frustrated with how Blake had allowed her personal issues to overshadow the movie's success. If Anna were in this position, she would not let the film suffer because of her own personal drama, said a source close to Kendrick. Anna's growing disillusionment with Blake seemed to mirror the mounting pressure within the industry, as more and more people began to take sides in the
Rumor on X, formerly Twitter, saying, "This is total BS. Sorry, the movie is finished and coming out soon. Don't believe anything you read on social media."
Despite director Paul Feig's efforts to defend Blake Lively, claiming that she was a dream to work with and a supportive collaborator, his attempts have largely fallen flat. When a social media critic suggested that Blake had hijacked the movie, Feig quickly responded, stating there is no other cut. Blake has been nothing but supportive, and I'm her biggest fan. However, many still believe Blake's actions were driven by a desire to steal the spotlight with the sequel to A Simple Favor, set to release on March 7, 2025. Everyone is hoping for a positive reception to move past the drama. What are your thoughts on all this? Do you think Blake owes an apology to Kendrick and the rest of the A Simple Favor 2 cast? Let us know your opinion in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting updates. Be sure to turn on your notifications so you're the first to access our latest videos. See you in the next one.